All right, so the following is just an example of how you can use Qlik on your mobile device. And when you sign in to the Qlik app, so you go to qlik.com on through your browser on your mobile device, put your username and password in. What you're going to see is you'll see in My Personal Apps your two apps that you have set up. And what we're going to do is click on this first one, New Well License. When I click on the New Well License, it does take a second for the data to query and be presented on the phone, but once we get the data there, it moves relatively quickly. So what we've got is the three different dashboards that we built, and the first one I'm going to go to is this one here, Account Well License Data. And when I select that dashboard, it's going to take me to the three dashboard images or that I've got set up here. The first one is accounts. The second is are they your customer? And then the third is a date that they've been associated. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the date. And when we look at our date range, I put in the last 12 months worth of data. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select two of the months. I'm going to say, let's take a look at February and January. Once I've decided that those are the ones that I'm going to pick, I want to pin that information, that selection. And so now we've got it summarized down to the last 2 months. And then important, sometimes you want to use this back key. We always need to go up to the top left and select that. Now when we come back here, we're coming in and there's the accounts. Are they Savannah customers or not? And then here are the well licenses associated with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, hey, let's take a look at our customers. So what I'm going to say, Savannah customers, I'm going to say yes. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to select that. And so now it's telling me I have two items pinned to my filter. And I can come down here and select that out. Then come up to the account names. I can select the account names. And when I've done that, if I go on the account or the count and I select that, it will sort it ascending, descending. So I can now come in and take a look at any one of these ones that we want. I'll backspace that. If I did want to go look at another dashboard, so I've got my two pins, I want my customers, and I've got for the last 2 months. This is telling me I can go to a secondary dashboard. And when I go to that dashboard, I can drill it down. And let's say that I have a rig available in Alberta, and specifically it's in the Drayton Valley area. I can select this, my board field center, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, hey, I'm interested in Drayton Valley, and select Drayton Valley. Top left, again, I'm just going to hit my back key. I've got my three filters here. At any given time, if I want to see those three filters, I can click this and it will tell me the three filters that I have, and I'm just going to close it back so I'm back here. And then instead of location, I'm going to come down to the bottom left and go back. And when I select my back, I now have the customers that have been in that area. I can select on it to get the whole list. So here are customers that I have done business with in the past that have open well licenses associated in that particular region. If I'm like, okay, I don't see anybody there that I can talk to, what I can do is I can select my pins, and there's the pins that I want, and I can exit out of Savannah customer. And then I can hit the close button up at the top. And now I have a list of everybody the last 2 months that have been in the Drayton Valley area. And then I could come in and I could say, geez, I haven't talked to, say Velvet. I can select Velvet. And then the details associated with Velvet are going to be here. I selected my back. And then there's my well license. There's the license date, so most of them here in February. And then I can take a look, it's in province, it's in the Manville, spread over 3 different areas in the Drayton Valley. there's my applicant, and I don't see any consultant associated with this particular account. One of the things that I can also do is I can come in and I can look at my spud licenses. And so these are the wells that have been drilled in the last little while. And again, it just takes a second to bring up the dashboards, but I can then come in and bear down on, or narrow down my selection. So I'm going to go to account. And very similar to when I was looking at new well licenses, I could search any customer that I want. I can do it by customers or prospect, and I can do it by date. So again, I'm going to pick my date, and then I'm going to say, hey, let's take a look at the month of February and January. And then I'm going to hit my back key, and I want to look again at my customers. And I can say, yes, this is a customer, and hit my check mark, hit my back key up in the top left. So now what I'm seeing here is there is the list of people that I have drilled wells with in the last last year, and the number of wells that they have drilled over that same period of time. Again, I could select this and take my customers off of there if I wanted to. I'm going to go back. Oops. And yeah, so unfortunately there, I'm going to, there I had it a second. Sorry about it. I hit the Rogers home on that side of it. Let's see what comes up here from my demo perspective. And again, so just that example, coming in, I'm going to come in and I'm going to say, hey, here are the guys that I want, specifically date, time. I'm going to come in and I'm going to select February and January, say yes, go back. Then I'm going to come in here and I want to pick my customers, and I'm going to say yes, and then click that, and then go back. And then once I've got my customers, I've got my account list. One of the things that I want to take a look at, I can see here is this is a breakdown. So they're not only using me, these customers, but this is a breakdown of all the companies that they've been using. I might want to come in and say, I want to look at specifically the ones that have been using me exclusively. Which sites have that been? So we could come in there. There's the list of my rigs, so I could drill down further into that. Or I can come into and I could say, who are the accounts associated with that? And then select in, and there is the list of my accounts that have been using me exclusively. So go in, fool around with the mobile client and the data that we prepared for you, and hopefully you'll find that useful.